Hey, this is Silas, and I'm going to be reviewing Brother Andrew's God Smuggler's book with John and Elizabeth Sherrill.
Let's do this, people!
In the beginning, Brother Andrew's motivation in life was adventure, to explore and try new things as a young boy. I can totally relate to this feeling and sense of adventure and wanting to explore new options. With this passion, he joined the armed forces and set off to seek adventure. But with these hopes in mind, he eventually found himself elsewhere. He ended up in the hospital instead from a bullet wound to the ankle. While recovering, he decided to pick up his Bible and read some of it because of a promise he had made to his mother.
Promise.
Can't break a promise to your mother. After getting into his Bible, Andrew slowly began to learn more about God and what his new calling was becoming. After getting grounded in the Word, Andrew wanted to know what was happening to other Christians in communist countries around the world, and began to travel in order to learn about the discrimination. Eventually, his vision became clear to how bad the situation was, and God led him to the idea of smuggling Bibles into these countries. Brother Andrew had seen this lack of biblical text around him and wanted to change things. So once God gave him this calling, he had a clear image in his mind of where to go from there. Shortly after this, he asked Christ for a wife. The Lord told him who he would marry, and not too long after, Andrew and his bride Corey were married. God showed his faithfulness and provided for him time and time again, from finding a house for them to providing finances and protection from dangerous situations. He was always there. This continued his thirst for the Lord. Overall, Andrew ended up in Cuba, China, Europe, and Russia, growing a small team along the way, with his ministry still active to this day. God Smugglers was a very inspirational book because the insight it had on the outreach to those who are less fortunate. When we take a look at what Brother Andrew did for those around him, we truly see how much he cared and trusted God's provision. He asked for the Lord's help and consistently prayed for guidance in order to make the right choices. This is something that I wish I was stronger in and personally want to see growth for. So noticing it in this particular book was inspiring. It gives me incentive and encouragement to push for those relationships with God. This book is full of action, suspense, and addresses the theme of pursuit and trust. How Andrew continually has to put his life in the Lord's hands without knowing the outcome. It is a great book to inspire adventure. After reading this entire book, it really opens our eyes to the bigger picture. We take so many things for granted in our daily lives, such as the Bible, something many households, including my own, have more than one of. This is a major tool that God has given us to use, and even a lot of Christians don't read it. When Brother Andrew saw this need in other areas of the world, I think he realized how lucky we really are in our daily lives, and how much more important it is in places that don't have as many Bibles. All in all, this book has just allowed me to be so grateful and realize what I truly have already, as well as inspire me to help those in need. In the end, I found the beginning of this book to be very interesting, but near the middle it got boring at times. I would highly suggest this book for anybody that's interested in missions or leadership. Thanks so much for listening, and remember to check out God Smuggler. What was happening? Okay. God Smugglers was a very inspirational. Overall, Andrew. Okay. All in all, this in the beginning, brothers Andrews. I had to take Brother Andrews, God Smugglers. Gosh darn it.